Hello, my name is Jose Prieto. I'm an associate with Northland Caps, and I'm interning at ReMax with Cindy Nichols. Today we're going to be going in a recap of my internship. So we're going to start off with the company background, including the founding, purpose and vision, legal status, services, and office style of ReMax. So let's start off with the founding. ReMax was founded in 1973 in Denver, Colorado by Dave and Gail Lingier. This image right here shows the two founders. So the purpose and vision. ReMax purpose and vision was when they started the company to give agents an opportunity for higher commissions, but they would have to share office expenses. They want to be a worldwide leader in real estate services, and they also, especially in the office I work in, really focus on personal and professional development. Now, moving on to the legal status of ReMax. ReMax is a public company. It's not privately owned, so multiple people can have shares in it with stocks. But it does have independently owned offices. So the different services ReMax offers. They offer three main services: buying, selling, and managing residential homes and commercial properties. Moving on to the office style at ReMax. So ReMax offices are meant to have an inviting and residential feel. You'll find that in any ReMax office you enter, they try to design it like if you were in a home, in a living room, to make their clients feel much more comfortable. Now, let's move forward to the company organization at my specific ReMax location. In real estate, most agents are technically their own boss. They get to choose their own hours, and if they don't show up to the office, they just don't get paid if they're not selling. But however, there is still some sort of organization. So here's a chart I put together. So we have the broker owner, Stephen Smith, the office manager, Paul Sidwell, Cindy Nichols, the agent, and me down there, the intern. So starting off with the broker owner, Stephen Smith. Stephen doesn't only own the Liberty location, which I'm interning at, he's also the broker owner at a Gladstone location. Both of these locations work together, and we have company meetings together and things like that. So Stephen makes sure that the company is always meeting its goals. He encourages the agents to keep selling. He complies with and makes sure that all paperwork and contracts follow laws and regulations so that ReMax or agents don't get in trouble. He plays a crucial role in making sure that agents develop personally and professionally. That's a big thing for him. And then there's Paul Sidwell. He's the office manager at the Liberty location. He's pretty high up there with Stephen as well. He handles a lot of the administrative stuff and helps solve any problems if there's any tension between agents and things like that. He also looks over paperwork and things with Stephen. And so he's a key point of contact for a lot of the agents. He has a lot of experience and knowledge within the industry, so if they have any questions, agents always come up to him and ask him anything they need to know. However, he is an agent as well, and he also helps buy, sell, lease properties just as any other agent would. And then there's Cindy Nichols. This is my supervisor who I'm interning with. Cindy is a licensed professional, obviously, and she works out of the Liberty location. She helps clients buy, sell, lease homes. She provides a market analysis if they need, conducts property showings for them, will negotiate contracts, and overall just make sure that customers are happy. And then finally, there's me, Jose. I'm the intern at the office right now. My role includes supporting Cindy with anything that she's doing. She's teaching me a lot about the real estate process within transactions, putting in offers, negotiating. I'm learning a lot from her. I'm getting insights within marketing, client relations, office operations, and things as such. And then this internship is allowing me to develop a lot of skills that I will use in my future no matter what field I go in. But specifically within real estate, I'm learning a lot that I can use. Hello, this is my supervisor, Cindy. So I'm going to be asking her 3 questions today. What is an essential professional skill that I need at this internship?
I would say probably one of the best skills that you could work on is communication. Being able to talk to anybody, to be very conversational, to just be able to relate to people. real estate especially is all about relationships and communication is integral with that.
All right. And what have you done as a supervisor to master or work on this essential skill?
Actually, probably one of the best things that I have done is just learn to talk to people in the checkout line, whether it's the grocery store or wherever. Learn to be helpful. If somebody's in a wheelchair and needs assistance, or if they're have dropped something, whether they're able-bodied or not, stop and pick it up. Just be kind, and I find that that's probably gone a long ways to building relationships and being able to just relate to people.
All right, and you kind of already answered the question, but what advice can you give me as an associate to master this essential skill?
Yeah, basically just that. Be kind. Go out of your way, even though it has nothing to do with whatever it is you're doing in business. When you learn that skill, to just be kind, to do things for other people, when that becomes a lifestyle and a habit, it will serve you well in business.
All right, thank you. Come to my internship with me. So first off, we had to head there. We're going to Kearney today to check out our house. This house we're looking at to make sure it's in good condition with all the electrical and that there's no major problems with it, because one of my supervisor's client is coming in from out of state to move in here. So here's a little overview of the home. Here's the front and living area. Today was a pretty simple day. It took a long time though, just looking at all the little things, making sure there was no big bumps or anything. Here's the kitchen, and then here is the basement. We're looking for where the best place to put an elevator was, since this homeowner is handicapped. So this was my day. It didn't look like much, but it did take up our time. Okay, so ReMax personal policies. So ReMax has hiring and firing processes, even though the agents are technically self-employed. To work at their offices, they have to go through an interview, background check, and an onboarding process for a certain amount of days. And then as far as termination, they will terminate agents based off performance in some cases, misconduct, or if they're just restructuring some things and they may have to let some people go. So if for most of those cases, they will give agents a warning before just terminating them on the spot. Unless it was some severe case, then they would terminate them immediately. Conflict resolution and grievances. So employees or agents at the office report first any grievances they have to the broker's assistant. So the broker owner's assistant, and then the assistant will get those grievances to the broker owner. But if it remains unresolved or escalates even farther, they can take it to the office manager or the broker owner directly. So the sexual harassment policy at ReMax, even though the agents are still technically self-employed, they still have a zero tolerance policy at the office for any type of sexual harassment. So if there were a case with sexual harassment with any of the agents, the broker owner, manager, anything of that nature, there would be a confidential complaint process, and then they would take an investigation, and if they do find some sort of evidence leading towards them, then they would take disciplinary action depending on the case. Sometimes it could be termination, temporary leave, even just a stern talk. Depends just what the situation is and what's going on. So career growth and promotions, since in real estate it's a little bit different, they are all self-employed. There's no necessary promotions in the business, but they do have the opportunity to make higher commissions and give less to ReMax, basically, depending on the amount they sell each year. ReMax offers employee benefits to their agents, mostly only those who work most full-time. If some of them only work a few hours a week, I believe they don't offer those benefits to them. But they offer health, dental, and vision insurance. They give retirement plans where they match 50% of what you put down for them. And then they allow pay time off to people and staff who are not necessarily agents but work in the office. And then they also offer training and certifications for them as well if you're hired through ReMax. So for any sick leave and things like that, ReMax, all the agents are basically self-employed, so they don't have to show up to the office anyways, so they just don't necessarily need to show up. However, like I mentioned earlier, they still expect some sort of performance. So in some cases where agents aren't able to work and have nothing going through, if there are severe cases with their health or their family's health, they can go with a medical leave and they will be terminated. So workplace safety and emergency work protocols, there are exits on multiple parts of the building, and ReMax agents and employees all have gone through training and seen the evacuation routes and measures. There's first aid kits available in the lobbies.
Alright, so my internship reflection.
During my internship, I had the opportunity to shadow my supervisor closely and take part of a variety of tasks that deepened my understanding of the real estate world. Each day brought something different, but my main roles and responsibilities included assisting with marketing materials, updating her CRM, and helping prepare properties for upcoming listings. These daily responsibilities help me stay organized and develop a rhythm in a professional setting. During my internship, one of the most important projects I was given was helping set up and organize my supervisor's new CRM. This included updating birthdays, new addresses.
One of the most important projects I was given by my supervisor was to help set up her new CRM. This involved transferring a large amount of data from the old system and organizing it by client type, status, and ensuring that everything was accurate and up to date. It required a lot of focus and attention to detail. And another amazing project I was involved with was just attending and helping set up all her open houses, because I was able to see what a real estate agent does on a day-to-day basis.
I was able to observe how agents interacted with clients, answer questions, and highlight a home's feature to make it stand out. So, what are some new skills that I developed? Throughout the internship, I gained several new skills. Professionally,
Throughout the internship, I gained several new skills. Professionally, I improved my communication. I learned how to speak clearly, confidently, and position myself well in front of an audience. As far as technical skills, I became more comfortable navigating CRM systems and organizing information in a way that would be easier to manage.
Relationships with clients. While my internship really helped me grow my skills, I believe I brought some skills as well that helped my supervisor a lot in return. Some of the skills I already had coming into the internship were put into good use. My time management helped me stay on track with tasks, especially when balancing multiple responsibilities in a day. I also knew how to use social media and technology better than my supervisor, which I helped educate her on some things that she can now use in the future. We built templates she can work off when I'm not in the internship no more. And then I also had an AI understanding better than she did, which I helped her implement it into her process. With social media and posting open house listings, creating flyers, etc. Now it is time for reflection. Question number 1 says, what areas of your internship are most valuable? My relationship with my supervisor was very positive. She was always willing to answer any questions I had and guide me through tasks, but also gave me the space to take initiative and figure things out on my own. It was a super supportive environment that encouraged a lot of growth. The most valuable part of this internship was working so close with my supervisor every day, which some didn't get the same opportunity. No 2 days were exactly the same, and I was constantly exposed to new parts of the business, from marketing to client interaction and behind the scenes. However, one area that could have been improved on was training on the middle stage of the real estate process.
I learned a lot about the beginning and the end, but didn't always see what happens in between. Overall, I would definitely recommend this internship to a future associate. It was a rewarding experience that gave me real insight into the industry, built my confidence, and allowed me to develop skills I'll carry with me into the future.
Would you refer your internship to a future associate? I would definitely recommend this internship to a future associate. It was a rewarding experience that gave me real insight into the industry. It really built my confidence and allowed me to develop skills I'll carry on with me into the future with any career I choose. Thanks for watching.